There's almost nothing like the sound of a Hammond B3 organ with a Leslie speaker. Hello and welcome to what I hope will be an amazing experience for you today as we try to teach you how to play the organ, the piano, and keyboards using the Jim Huss Frozen Finger method. I'm Jim Huss, and it's a pleasure to be with you here today. I would encourage you to put as much time into practice as you can once you learn the general principles of what I'll be explaining to you, because practice does make perfect. This program is designed for beginners and musicians who play by ear, who would like to understand chords better and also the music theory behind what they're playing. Singers will also benefit greatly from this program because you can learn how to back yourself up and to select the best key for your vocal range. A basic knowledge of keyboards is useful to all musicians. Professional magicians, people who do magic tricks, have a code amongst themselves that they will never divulge their secrets. They'll never divulge how their tricks and illusions are done. It's like an honor code. Musicians who play music have bags of tricks also, but we are not bound to keep them secret. In fact, I very much like to encourage people how to learn how to play music in an easy and fun manner. And that's what this is all about, so let's get started. Let's spend a few minutes with the very basics so that you beginners will not be lost, and so those of you who play by ear can better understand what you're playing. This will only take a short time, but pay careful attention as we break down the keyboard into understandable sections. This keyboard is divided into sections that we call octaves. So you really only have 12 notes that you need to learn. Starting at C and ending at C is what we call an octave. And if we don't count the C a second time, then we have 12 notes that comprise an octave, or C to C is also a full octave. So these keys repeat themselves over and over. The Hammond organ of this type, a B3, starts on C and ends on C. But all you really have to remember is each octave. These just repeat themselves, and this is what we call middle C. So just like the beginning of the alphabet, we have C, D, E, F, G, and A, B, C. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it starts over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now that is very basic. That's absolutely the first thing you need to learn. Now there are two black notes, which are called sharps or flats, that are just above each C. So if you find the two black notes that are close to each other, there will be a C below each of those. When you see three black notes in a group, just below those is your F. So again, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, just like the alphabet. So if you know your alphabet, you don't even need to know your whole alphabet. All you need to know is A to G, because that's the only names that these keys have on every keyboard. So let's do a C scale again for beginners, and so you get the idea here. We'll start on C, we'll go to D, E, we're going to cross under with our thumb. Some people go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. The C scale is the most basic of scales and only uses the white notes. You can spend countless hours doing your scales. You can do this left-handed, right-handed, both hands together. Many, many, many hours. You can spend a whole year just doing scales with a piano teacher, and you won't be playing any songs. But at the end of this lesson, you will be playing a song. So remember, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Keep that in mind for the future. For now, it's just all you need to understand that we have been focusing on playing in the key of C. There are 11 other keys to learn, or at least understand that they exist. Now, one note played at a time will create a melody, as in Joy to the World. Two notes played together create a harmony, but 3 notes minimum are required to play a chord or a triad. Chords, a combination of at least 3 notes, will be the foundation of this lesson program. Professional musicians use chord charts to play music. Give a professional musician a chord chart and they will be ready to go in most cases. Now remember, this is called the Jim Huss Frozen Finger method of playing the keyboard. So I want you to more or less use only these 3 fingers as we get started. We're going to save these other fingers, the little finger and the ring finger, for future use. But for now, I want you to freeze your finger on the 3 notes that create a C chord. C, E, and G. There's your first chord you're going to learn. It's a C chord. We're going to pick up our hand and move everything over, but remember, your hand is frozen in that position. The next chord you come to is a D minor. We're going to pick up your hand and move again to the E minor. The 4th note in the C scale is an F. We're going to move our frozen fingers over to an F chord, the thumb being on the F note, to create an F chord. The next one up is a G chord. Move that frozen hand over to an A minor chord. So you've just learned 6 chords, some of them majors, some of them minors. Let's repeat. C, D minor, E minor, F, and G. And for those of you who are feeling adventuresome and you can stretch that little pinky up an octave, we have C with an octave on top, D minor, E minor, F, G, and A minor. Let's see what song we can play with just those 6 chords. With the 6 chords we have just shown you, you will be able to play literally dozens of songs. When we're in the key of C, the most important chord is the C chord. The next most important chord will be G, and then F. These are referred to as the 1, 4, and 5 chords. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to play all the major chords in a chord scale. It'll look something like this. That's just a scale using chords, but we'll get back to that later. I just wanted to give you a bit of a preview. But for now, let's use these chords that you've learned today to learn a simple song that has only a few chords, and you'll be playing a classical piece of music that we are going to call Canon in C. You may be familiar with the classical song Canon in D by Johann Pachelbel. Go to the internet and Google Canon in D and listen to this piece of music. I don't think the writer would be bothered that we're going to transpose this into the key of C to make it easy for you to play. This is a very elegant piece of music, and you won't believe how beautiful you'll be playing in just a short time. After you've listened to it on the internet or on your record player, play this simple chord progression using the Jim Huss Frozen Finger method. As you get more comfortable, we're calling this canon in C. After you have mastered these chords with your right hand, add in single notes with your left hand. There are dozens, even hundreds of songs that you will be able to play with these first simple chords that I've taught you today. However, we are only scratching the surface of what you will learn about chords and chord inversions in lessons 2, 3, and 4. You will see in future lessons how to play the blues using only 3 chords. Wow, that is pretty exciting. Remember, all future lessons will build on the information in this first lesson. Master this first lesson and be better prepared for all future lessons. All lessons will be jam-packed with useful information. And remember, enjoy yourself, have fun.